let's say that you were walking up this hillside, coming to stay in one of these thatch roof cabanas. Would you ever think that this was your water heater right here, just literally built into the side of the mountain? Hey, we are the Walkers, and sometimes I think we might be a little crazy, but 8 months ago we packed up everything in our beautiful home in Utah. We left our wonderful friends and family behind to start a new life in Belize. And with our partners, we bought a 300-acre off-grid primal jungle property with 11 thatch roof cabanas, and we have spent the last 5 months renovating those cabanas and getting to know Belize, and it has been the craziest adventure. It's been so fun, and it's been hard, and it's been all the things in between, and we're just so grateful for this fun adventure that we're on. It is seriously so satisfying to be able to share this with others, so don't forget to subscribe and follow along on our journey here in Belize.
One of the challenges of living this far out in the jungle is that our resources for typical power are limited. So we get the majority of our power from solar, but there are only so many places we can put solar panels without clearing jungle, which we don't want to do. We have to make choices. There are trade-offs, right? And one of the things that is a luxury of modern convenience that could be something we could forego in the jungle, but don't want to.
No way, I need it.
A nice warm shower.
A hot shower. Water. I don't care how hot it is outside, I always want a hot shower. So we do have hot water, even though our resources are super limited, and we have it around the clock all the time. 24/7 for all 11 of our units and for all of our team members that live here on site.
And the way we get it is probably not how you think. It's super unique, and we want to show you how to do it. So we're gonna go out in the jungle and we're gonna show you how we do this.
Let's go.
I didn't realize I was already videoing.
We have this problem where Lance is 6'2" and I'm 5 feet tall, and so anytime we're walking and trying to film, we just can't because I'm so much shorter.
In the jungle, there's so much energy stored, but ultimately, most of that, or if not all of it, is coming from the sun, right? The sun shines down, and just like we're capturing it for our solar panels, all of the plants in the jungle are capturing the sun's energy, and they're storing it, or they're using it to grow, right? We can extract that, what are called biofuels, and there are other ways to use biofuels to do electric power generation, but we're gonna show you how we use a biofuel, what we think is the most efficient biofuel possibly in the world, but certainly in our jungle, in this little packet that nature works really hard to compact a ton of energy into a tiny little capsule that are just like these little energy capsules, and then we use them to heat our water.
They're so cool. So what it is, and the plant that is like super efficient at gathering this energy from the sun and storing it, is the cahoon palm. So the cahoon palm is thought to be one of the most important plants ever to the Mayans, because not only is it super drought resistant, it's really resistant to hurricanes, to pests, to fire. Everything else around it can be completely decimated, and the cahoon palms will still be standing.
Here's the pod. So they grow like this in these pods. So those are the nuts. So here's one of the pods that has fallen off the tree.
Oh, they were all connected.
So this is, so all the nuts connect onto here. Like I was saying, they kind of grow like grapes almost. And this one has fallen off the tree, so we can see it a little further up. About as tall as me.
That's crazy.
You can go back to back, see who's taller.
It's taller.
It's taller than me. That's crazy, right?
And they're so beautiful.
Think about how many nuts are on just one pod like that.
So many. And they actually produce that twice a year, that much.
So here is a beautiful woman with a cahoon nut. I mean, a beautiful cahoon nut.
Here's one of the cahoon nuts. Oh, they're so cool. I just love these nuts. I love them because they're already just amazing, and then I love them even more that they give me my hot showers every day.
Yeah.
But this thing is like super dense. It's heavy. It's way heavier than you'd expect it to be. Like, be careful walking under a cahoon nut tree when it's shedding these, because you do not want one of these falling on your head.
The shell is incredibly hard, which is part of what makes it such a good biofuel. So it burns a really, really long time because the shell is so hard. Ooh, you can make some musical
It seriously
instruments.
sounds like you're hitting rocks together.
Yeah, it does.
I got some in my mouth. It's so cool.
Love it.
That tiny little oven that's less than 1 cubic foot can heat enough water for 4 units for 24 hours. So cool. So there's some ashes of cahoon nuts that have been burned. Those will just stay in there, and then we'll put in fresh cahoon nuts over the top of those and burn them. So even the ashes from past burns will continue to burn with the next burns.
So these ones are left over because it doesn't burn completely because of the moisture. So once the cahoon nut is still a bit wet, it doesn't burn completely. So that's why we have some of these left behind.
But usually it will burn
It usually
entirely.
burns. It would usually burn entirely once the cahoon nut is completely dry. Yes.
We purchase our cahoon nuts from some of the villagers that are close to our resort. So sometimes we'll pull nuts from our jungle, but most of the ones that we use are gathered from other places.
What will happen is we'll gather the nuts, usually in the dry season, and then you lay them out to dry even further. And then once they are sufficiently dry, then you burn them. But it only takes about 100 of these to burn a fire. We have 5 of these water heaters around the resort, 1 at our house, 1 for our team housing, and then 3 for our cabanas. The jungle itself is an amazing ecosystem, and then the cahoon palm is actually its own ecosystem in itself because it drops the fronds after they die. They rot on the ground. It's a really important home to a lot of different insects and birds and other animals. It is just seriously the coolest plant. And not only does it produce these nuts, but it also is a great source for oil. Like, you can press the nuts and get oil out of them. You can actually eat the fruit inside. It does taste a little bit like a coconut. Oh my gosh. Seriously, not even a dent on it. That is crazy. This is heavy.
Okay, give me a go at it. Oh!
Oh, I cracked
Did you do it?
Oh my gosh.
That sounded like a crack.
This one, okay, I barely cracked it.
There you go.
There we go. I got it open. Oh my gosh, look. You can see the flesh on the inside.
That's cool. Is it good?
Yeah, it's very much like coconut. It's like crunchy and flaky and kind of sweet. What do you think?
Pretty chewy. Very oily for sure. There's a lot of oil in there. It's like very fatty and fibrous. But hey, for jungle survival, this would be a good energy source.
Yeah.
So one of the things about the nuts that is really fun is just that they're so efficient, right? Like, you burn a lot of biofuels and they leave a lot of ash and they send a lot of things up in the atmosphere. And the cahoon nuts just burn very clean and they don't leave much ash at all. And so we're looking at other ways that we can use the cocoon nuts because it matches our goal of being as eco-friendly as possible out here in the jungle and utilizing what we have nearby. So we have a couple of ideas of how to use the nuts.
Yeah, we want to hear what you guys think about it. We want to build a hot tub that's heated by burning cocoon nuts. Like, imagine a life-size cauldron that you could sit in.
Yeah, we love it. So if you love it too, then follow along our journey and follow our channel, and we'd love to have you along.
Yep, subscribe.